As I've mentioned before, I don't know what I'm doing. But today we have some seeds I need to plant in the ground. And I'm going to do the Three Sisters method, as I've mentioned before, where we have one corn surrounded by three beans. And then eventually I'll bring the pumpkin out. Very loud shed. And already I'm missing a trowel. It's my own fault. I know it's my own fault. I have no idea. Oh, no, it's right here. Yay! Found it, the little one. Okay, so first things first, we're going to do the seeds. So you see I have some like random wooden sticks and stuff here. This is to help me remember where I planted stuff. Because without it, I would not necessarily even know. I would not remember. Because some of the stuff is so tiny. I don't know if you can see right here, there's another set of wood. There's potatoes here. If the sticks weren't here, I'd have no idea. All right. Let's go ahead and... So this is the first mound here. You might be able to see this little guy. This is some corn that's already sprouted. So it says once the corn is 4 inches tall, then you can plant the beans. Well, in this case, I'm going to be planting the corn seeds and the bean seeds at the same time. So, oh look, I have a root from the stuff that was here before, which was just like grassy, random, it seemed like some sort of grain. Alright, so this stuff requires a mound, first of all. I'm going to bring some stuff in here. Going to make ourselves a mound. Not all of this got chopped up either when I had the tiller here. Alright. Alright, so this mound here, this is for the corn. And then 3 sides next to it will be for the beans. So here's 1 for beans, 2 for beans, and 3 for beans. And then when the beans start growing, then we also get to put pumpkins here and here. Same thing over there. So this is just regular water. I do have some beans like falling out, which is fine because I'm putting it over the bean spots at the moment. I'll let some of that soak in. That's a bean that doesn't go there though. So I was soaking the seeds because I noticed most of my beans, nothing happened with them. Alright, so we got 2 corn seeds in there. Mosquitoes, which is, fantastic. 3, 3, 2. Alright, so it says put 4 corn seeds in. I have 8 corn seeds right here. I think I was intending on doing 2 sections of this, but then I realized I have sprouted corn already. So the sprouted corn will be another 1, maybe 2 in between here and the potatoes. And so that's all this is. This is just these guys right here. Now, I'll have to soak more beans, but I do have sprouted corn, as I just said, that I'll be putting next to this. There we go. Second Three Sister Mound. And this wood is nothing special. This is like Jingle's leftover plywood from some of his other projects. So it's really just to place mark. Just place like a super tiny, flimsy bit here. I might be able to get two more in here. Actually, this one I want to put flat because I won't be able to see it. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to try and squeeze that in there. Probably not the best idea. Halfway is about here. My potatoes are probably really far apart. Okay, so seeds in the ground. I knew this was going to be a very fast thing. Also, if you can't tell, I have no way of reading chat at the moment. So, hello, Mizuno. Is it really exciting for you? I mean, that's really cool. All right, so here's some of the corn that I sprouted. It's doing okay. I just feel like it's about time to get it in the ground. Again, I have to soak the beans overnight because the beans none of my beans have sprouted. 0 of them have sprouted. So this here is going to be just the corn. I will do a light watering of all this when we're done. Hopefully the stuff finds a home. Try and get this out. So I did water these a little today. They're a bit there we go. Let's say solid. There we go. Oh no, it tipped over. Just trying to keep it. The idea is you don't want to disturb the roots too much. Trying to keep as much of the original soil in there as possible. Hello, the Dingles. Just planting stuff. Yeah. You're off to doing the thing at the place? Alright. Alright. Do you know how long? Okay. See you when you get back. Okay. And I have one more corn. Actually, honestly, I have 2 more corn. I just don't have space for them right now. We'll go ahead and plant this one also. So it's quite hard to tell. Now here's the thing. This one hasn't died yet. It's looking a little rough, honestly, but it hasn't completely died yet. It still has its core stalk. So I have hope. But yeah, and today I'm just going to be putting pretty much anything that looks like it can go into the ground. So we'll also be putting in some cucumbers. In a weird way, I'm sick of the cucumbers. They all look really good for a while, and then they just die out. And that gets really frustrating. So none of them have made it into the ground yet, but we're going to put them in the ground today. All right, so corn, bean, bean, bean. And hopefully I have at least one pumpkin that survives and that can go wherever the best corn is. Part of the pumpkin, part of it is, so they're all supposed to be a symbiotic relationship here. The corn grows in a stalk. The beans need something to climb up, so they climb up the beanstalk. Then the pumpkin grows, and they have big, shady leaves to protect the roots from the harsh sun. So that is the the method we're going to go with, because, well, Southern California is pretty rough as far as that goes. And protection from the sun sounds like a great idea for these little guys, at least for their roots, for the bean roots. Okay, so we got our mound of corn. There, good. Yay, 2 corns planted, 1 corn seeded. Potatoes are already in here. I also have seeds that I sprouted that need to go into little pots like this, so I'll be reusing these. So I have 1 more corn, but if you want to check this out, this is the tinier one that I have, so I don't want to put him in the ground yet. Also, I don't know where I'm going to put him. Then I have 1 watermelon that seems to be doing amazing. I only have 1 out of all the ones that sprouted. This one's actually giving me real leaves. So this is really encouraging. It's decently thick stalk there. It's not too long and skinny. And more than just the sprouted leaves, you have the ones with like little edges there. So that's really exciting. Now, when I say I'm upset about cucumbers, they'll grow really tall, and then after a few days, they'll do some bullshit like this. And get all shrivelly and fall over. So, not happy with those cucumbers. I also have green onion. This is probably going to go into a different pot. No, that's not supposed to do that. So this is a green onion that I literally bought at the store. Used part of it. You can literally see it, and then like it's grown that much. But I have another pot of like kitchen herbs, and I'll probably put that in with the kitchen herbs. There's 6 onions total. So the rest of the 5 are in there already. I should probably turn it around at this point. Oh wait, no, because the cucumbers are here. These still need to go in the ground. So when I'm saying tall and skinny, I'm going to show an example of the tall, skinny ones here. Plants are not, like when it does this, it does not actually mean it's healthy. So this is a cucumber. Look at how long and skinny that is. Like that's not a good sign, to be honest. And you see there's only those 2 leaves on top. Those 2 leaves are just from the seed. Usually they want you to transplant stuff once it has like the other jagged leaves going on. And the tall skinniness means like it's trying to reach for the sun. And I'm like, I've put you outside. I don't know what more you want. So at this point, I just want to stick them in the ground. I have about 3 here, 4. But some of these are already on their way to wiltiness, which again is super disappointing because once I take them out of seed stage, like here we go, you got sad wilting. Oh, sad wilting guy. This was a great one. He was tall and strong, and then just kind of lost it. So I might just plant these guys really close together. Maybe they can support each other. I don't know. Maybe they'll end up like taking each other's resources. I have no idea how that works. So the next thing I need to do, because cucumbers also need something to climb. Well, I shouldn't say need. They don't need something to climb, but they do well with something to climb. So I have sticks. I have 2 more that I can kind of use for a trellis. I don't really want to call it a trellis because it's not what I'm going to be making. I have nothing planted over in this section yet. The only stuff that's planted is behind these pieces of wood. The only reason I'm nervous to do the cucumbers, well, it's evening. They should be okay. There's not a lot of shade here. Like, it's shady now, obviously, but during the day, it isn't, like, no part of this is really shaded during the day. Let me find the other trowels that I had. I probably need to go grab some swine as well. So you know nothing about farming outside of Stardew Valley. Yeah, I know nothing about it either. I just wanted to grow some vegetables and ended up with a lot of, like, you go down a rabbit hole. Okay, so I want to plant lettuce later on, and the lettuce is going to go here. So I'm going to plant the cucumbers a little bit behind that. I need to plant the sticks deep-ish so they don't fall over. Of course, I'll be digging right next to them in a bit to put the plants in. Part of me knows that this is a bad idea to put the cucumbers in right now. Like, I know this is a bad idea, but I'm also frustrated. Because I've probably sprouted like 40 cucumbers now, and that's not exaggerating. And they all keep doing the wilty thing. So part of me is just like, well, let's stick them in the ground and see how they do, even though I'm pretty sure how they do will not be well. Okay. Alright, so I get to decide which ones get to go over there. I feel like I'm sending these guys to their death. So I'll plant 2 or 3. How many do I actually have that I think might survive? 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. I have 5 that I think might actually survive. So try and give those guys the best chance. We'll put this guy on this side. This guy on this side. And then there's this one, another long, spindly one who looks relatively healthy. Then I got a smaller one who's looking not so healthy. And then 2 more that are still green. Maybe I should just plant them. See, here's another thing. I don't have, these are my last 2 sticks. I don't have more. I do have a couple pieces of metal. I don't know if I want to use the metal for them to climb up, though. All of the other stuff I've seen was bamboo sticks. And I have some in my cart to go pick up at Home Depot. I haven't purchased them yet, so they haven't set them aside for me yet. I don't want to wait, because like I said, but if I wait too long, these guys are just going to die. I feel like I might as well give them a shot in the actual ground. So these are different. These are little mesh baggies. So we're not going to take them out like I took the other ones out. We're just going to cover them up with dirt. It's very simple. Because the roots for these guys can grow right out of the little mesh baggies. I don't have to worry about them not being strong enough. I mean, I just have to worry about the plant themselves not being strong enough. So, now I did till all this. There is some fertilizer mixed in with all this. Alright, so I've got 2 cucumbers over there. And the same thing over here. 2 cucumbers. Oops. So there's a bit of rocks over here still. I didn't go digging through the rocks after I tilled it. After I tilled stuff, I was so exhausted. That machine is brutal on the human body. But there's a lot of rocks here. Like, some of it's just clumpy dirt, but some of it's actual legit rocks. Like, I feel like potentially most of this is rocks, which is bad. Grab some of the, like the black dirt over here, I know is the fertilizer. So we'll give this, but we'll go ahead and also water this. So it'll give it a little bit of, stuff won't be so dry. It'll actually be hopefully growable. Yeah, this guy's very little. Okay, so we have 4 cucumbers in the ground. The rest of them, I guess I'll just keep watering them and see what happens. All right, so I'm going to pull the hose out, water these guys, flip the camera around because I do have seeds that have been soaking and might need to be put into pots. I literally have like 3 things that I think are worthy of potentially still coming out into the sun every day. 3 things, that's it. So, yeah. Some of the stuff I'm not entirely convinced it's completely dead yet. It looks mostly dead. As I said, I have 3 that I think have potential. Everything else is just kind of meh. But I'm putting it all in one spot now. I know the camera's not flipped over here. Okay, so I'm going to turn on the hose. We'll do a nice gentle watering. Oh, there's the metal pieces. Maybe if I have more cucumbers that survive, I'll make the metal trellis. All right, so before I do this, and I want the flat method on the hose. Turn the hose on. And then we'll see what what my seedlings look like. The seed part so far has been the most exciting. Watching them grow has not been so exciting because they've been dying. So it's just been kind of demoralizing in that sense. All right, so this particular nozzle has what's called a flat mode, which means it's very spray-like, much gentler than its full power, but it's still pretty powerful for little seedlings. Well, not even seedlings, these are sprouted guys. So I actually have to stay away from these a bit. Otherwise, I'm gonna blow them over. But I do need to make sure that the water, that there's going to be enough to get into, get past all that dry, rocky stuff that was on the surface. And it's been out drying for 4 days now. All right, so we'll go ahead and give the potatoes a bit of a water too. And the brand new corn we just planted. Make sure this stuff gets well watered in there so its roots have something to drink. Now I do have plant food. I could probably pour that in next to it so I can get down to the roots. And these are straight up seeds we just planted. This is both corn and bean seeds. And this is the corn and beans that we planted on Sunday, I believe we put these into the ground. Like I said, I don't really have hope for the beans because even when I was doing the beans in a very controlled environment, they weren't sprouting. I'll turn the hose off, which is very sad. Beans are supposed to be like super easy. You know, people say that peas are also super easy. We're seeing some peas also. Where did I put the peas? Did I not? Was there a whole thing I didn't bring out here? Yes, there was a whole tray I did not bring out here. I think it's because I didn't have to do anything with it. They're still sprouting, so there's not much to show off there. Alright, so let me go ahead and flip this. Pulowski, stop. I'm drowning him. So the reason I put so much in there is because the ground is super dry. Alright, so this is where we'll be working today. Outside. Too much water. Well, shoot. See, it didn't really feel like it was even going to get down into there. You got a nice yard. Thank you. So let's see, we got the phone charger here, so hopefully we don't die in the middle of streaming here. So we're going to take a look at the sprouts. The stuff that we've been, the stuff that I've been doing at night. Inside at night. So here we go. Stuff that's been soaking and in the dark. So I had found some other pumpkin seeds. These were ones that I had originally planted and that did not mold. But I'm going to need more water for this. Those are going to, maybe some of these did mold. So we'll say that for a little later. Actually, I don't want to put that there because I'm going to get in that in a minute. Next. Oh, we have the tomatoes. I was going to plant these, wasn't I? I can put these in the ground. These are really tall now. I was going to stick that whole thing in the ground, wasn't I? Where am I going to put the tomatoes? Probably next to the cucumbers. Tomatoes also need something to climb on, don't they? Why is your water so dark? Oh, there was dirt in there. That's why the water was so dark. Somewhere in the sun, too. So, yeah, where I planted these, I'm going to flip it back around to the garden because we're going to go back there. I forgot about the tomatoes. Tomatoes nuts. This whole place gets a ton of sun during the day. Hello, Karina. So yeah, this whole area gets so much sun during the day. I'm actually worried about frying the little things I put into the garden. So I don't really have like wooden sticks anymore. But like I said, I have the two metal pieces. Metal pieces were previously like holding the cinder blocks in place. But they were too tall and actually quite dangerous. I have a terrible scratch on my leg from them. Where? I just picked them up and set them down, and I don't remember where I put them. But we need to put the metal sticks in, and then the tomatoes next to them. And I'm just going to place those tomatoes right next to those sticks. Ha, found them. Okay. So these are dangerous little sticks. They're not even sticks. They're metal whatever. But we're going to repurpose them. They're going to be tomato stuff. So we'll stick this one in first. This actually has the part to go on the ground. Karina, have you done any gardening ever? Because like this is just me and my first time and just trying to figure things out. I need a shovel. Mini shovel. Trowel? Trowel. So this is what outside looks like. Hello, Windstar. Give them water, they'll be okay. I might need a mini awning to shield them from the sun. Dinkle and I were talking about that. Like maybe that we do need to get like a mesh or something, because the sun here is pretty intense. So how deep do I have to make this? That's like 6, almost 8 inches. I know the dirt is relatively soft and it goes pretty deep because we did just use the tiller on this on Saturday. My arms are still feeling it. All right, let's see. Okay, well, it's in there pretty well. I don't know if it actually went super deep. So this will be our tomato pole. And we'll take that, the paper towel where we sprouted the tomatoes, and just stick it right in the ground there. Hopefully it does 4 to 6 inches. Yeah, Windstar, all right. Pure sun, 2 raised garden planters on your deck. Get a hammer before you hurt yourself. I do have a hammer around somewhere. I know we have a rubber mallet. But yeah, I was being pretty careful because I do not want to hurt myself. Well, there's a regular hammer. This is going to be loud. This is going to be metal on metal. Honestly, this is more solid than the wood is. I didn't want to hold it because I didn't want to smash my hand. All right. So for those of you guys who weren't here a few minutes ago, these are our tomatoes that have sprouted like crazy. There we go. Got that nice. So they've been in this container the whole time, so they are a little squished in the sense they have been trying their hardest to get out. So let's make a nice flat spot for these, since it is a flat paper towel we got going on. So the top of the soil is pretty dry. Yeah, and most of these roots have gone right through the paper towel. Still soaking wet here, and I got to be very careful putting the soil back on top. Because these guys, I feel like they're so delicate, like they shouldn't be out in the sun and stuff yet. They don't feel like they're ready. They're still so small. Alright, I'll leave these guys just like that. Alright, and I do have a little pressure left in the hose. I won't water them nearly as much, Bill. As much as that's still left here. Piddly little bit of water. Alright, that was not even as much as I thought it was going to be. But I do have the plant food, the liquid plant food I can also give them. The liquid plant food is, I can't even tell a brand name on it. Gonna lurk while you play more Stardew. They are more than ready. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and we'll start checking out more of the seeds here and their progress. Alright, make sure the thing doesn't fall down. So yeah, that was the tomatoes. I knew there was more stuff I wanted to put in the garden. Alright, so red bell peppers. Looks like we got some sprouts here. They're actually pushing up the cloth. But like at this point, part of me just wants to put these straight in the ground. Just like I did with the tomatoes. It's like, okay, cool, you're ready. In the ground you go. Because I don't want to try and pick them up with tweezers anymore and put them in pots, because I feel like that actually has done more damage to them. And probably why they're not growing. So you know all those cucumbers I transplanted the other day? And they all looked like they were doing really well? Well, that's what like 16 of these things are. They're like this. They transplanted and died. So I think I might be doing more harm than good by putting them in individual pots. Some of those in the box are ready for the ground. Yeah, so these three I don't have a space for yet. I would like this one to get a little bigger before I put it in the ground, because that's the only watermelon that came out. This one is just a regular green onion I got from the kitchen and used and then stuck it in dirt. And this is another corn piece. I want to see how the rest of the corn does before I put that out there, and maybe I can just replace it if one of these goes bad. What else? So I haven't done enough research on bell peppers. I don't necessarily know what this needs. Does it need a trellis? Does it need something else? I don't know how much sun. I keep forgetting to look it up. Same with peas. Actually, no, I know where I want the peas. I want the peas. I'm going to flip this back over again. So, bell peppers only get so tall. You cheated, but peppers already started. Nice. I may have stressed them out. Yeah. So, right here, where the potatoes are, one of the things I was looking at in the companion plants is that peas go well with potatoes. So I was thinking about putting peas here. Like whatever ones actually sprout, putting peas here. And then I would start the walking path like right here. So there'd be a line here, and then all this would be peas. I want more pieces of wood to block things off. I'm going to see if I can find another one. There are some pieces that just aren't as, stick-like. I also don't know if Jingles has plans for some of these. But this is like the scrap wood pile, so I feel like these should be pretty fair game. This is probably too long. So this is obviously a piece of something else. So actually, that works just fine. Peas. That's the spot for peas. Walking path starts here. Walking path. And we have an idea for a walking path already. I'm actually really excited about it. We're actually going to make our own stones. Feel like it's really goofy. Peas like to grow tall. Okay, so I do want something for the peas also. So I'm going to flip this around again. Got lots of back and forth going on. Got the table with the seeds. I'll pull the peas out next and we can see their progress. There are the carrots. Green pepper. Squash. Cucumber. Of course, it's the last one I'm going to pick up. No, wait, where are my peas? Oh, no, I put them they're already in pots like this. But that's the one that's inside because they're still working on poking up out of the ground, out of the soil. All right, so this is squash. spaghetti squash. So the spaghetti squash was one that I had gotten in my imperfect produce box. And so I grabbed the seeds out of it just to see if we could actually sprout them. No sprouting going on just yet. But again, with the... I need to turn the hose back on because I'm going to need water. Again, with the, the pumpkin, the squash, and there's something else. They all have the similar looking seeds. They need like a week to sprout in the way that I'm doing it. So this water's pretty nasty. Hey, Corinna, it's trellis for peas, week to 2 weeks. All right. So yeah, we're going to get the squash seedlings here, some fresh water, so they can still continue to soak and hopefully pop right out of the shell. So we're just going to use the watering can, and I'll fill the watering can from the hose. That's going to be it's going to be less messy. Okay. Fill the can. Water. All right. Unfortunately, Singles and I were talking about this. The hose is a little brittle, and the handle's a little old, so it doesn't always stop when you want it to. All right. So the pumpkin, this does have dirt on it also, so we do want to give this some fresh water. Maybe these will sprout. Big question mark for these ones. These were already put into dirt, attempting to sprout them, or just grow them in the dirt. That went really poorly, which is why we're doing it in the water and then in the paper towel, because the first way I did it was just really bad. It was just bad news all around. That's just, I think it's mostly just peat in there. Peat from the peat cups. I have very low expectations for this, but again, that means I will be extremely happily surprised when they come out. All right, so Sumter cucumbers. Oh, mosquitoes, great. Oh, that's right, there's still a few left in here, and I think they might just kind of be non-starters. Oh, one's good. We got one out of that. The other two just kind of no-goes. And because we're going to grab one of these ones that have already dried up. And I don't have my spoon. I had a little digging spoon I was using. With this particular cucumber here, see how he's doing. He seems to still have roots, though, so maybe I won't dig him out. But the thing is, he's already, wilted. This guy does not look like he would survive in the ground. But he still has a decent root system going on. So we'll give him some of his dirt back. And, I don't know when to give up on these. I don't know when to give up. I don't know what's a great idea. I don't know how... All right, so we're not going to use as much peat as we did before, even though that whole thing is full of peat. But the seed starting mix, the actual potting soil, seems to be doing better. These guys seem to be surviving a little bit better when they are in the soil versus in the peat. Drop him in. He is stuck around my finger. Okay, pat that down just a touch. And I do have the spray bottle. The spray bottle contains plant food. I see the plant food container, not the spray bottle. It's in here. Pumpkins stick straight in the ground. All right, you're sprouted in 3 days. You'd be surprised. Don't give up. All right, so those pumpkins, hopefully when they sprout, I'll stick them straight in the ground because I do have the 3 sister spots for them. Either the pumpkins or the squash or whatever. Like, I also have acorn squash, or the winter acorn squash. All right, so that wet with plant food. You can go over there because, like, these are the ones I have hope for. These are the ones that I only want to hope for a little bit. Like, I don't know how to bring these back to life. I have no clue. Should I just stick them out here in the garden? They need a trellis. I don't know what's up. All right, so these Sumter cucumbers, they've had their day. They're not doing anything else. So we'll go ahead and call them done. I should probably actually put the labels in the ground too. I don't think I brought the labels. Well, maybe they're out here. No, they're in the bag inside the house. All right, so here we go. We have squash. Actually, maybe I'll put these straight in the ground. These have poked up quite a bit. Oh my goodness. Wow. All right, so here's our squash, guys. So many of them have come up. Bill, I'm seeing these go straight in the ground. Look at that, look at that. They're all so strong. See, this is why I don't want to ground into the ground, yeah. Okay. So I'll put these in the ground, and then I'll go get labels and label the stuff since I just put it all in today. All right, so I have spots for 8 of these. So we'll go ahead and flip this around. I'm going to hang out in the garden again, and 3, 2, 1, moving, moving, moving. All right, there we go. So I'll start at the far end and work my way closer. I can put 2 by each of these. So we'll start here. I'll just set that down. Yeah, we definitely don't need tweezers for these guys. They're not that small. The only thing I want to be careful of is not, there we are. So we got a nice root system going on these guys. My God, they're so ready. Now the timing is a bit off with them. Because like there's supposed to be beans here already before we plant the squash, and there's no beans. Hopefully that doesn't ruin things too much. So the bean seeds are planted. They just haven't sprouted. But again, I said don't have much hope for those beans because even with some careful sprouting attention, I've seen no progress. So my guess is that packet of beans was kind of a dud, like the whole packet. All right, so this dirt here isn't very fluffy. Grab some of this other stuff here. Like it's not very soft. I have giant rocks of dirt going on. I don't want to put that next to the tiny little seedling. We'll fill it in with some. Okay. And the ground's already wet here from when I watered it previously. I don't think I need to spray it over again. All right. My guess is that I'm probably going to need more space for these. Stuff like pumpkin, squash, according to the diagrams I was looking at, they need a lot more space. All right, these guys are still pretty stuck together on this paper towel. Okay. This one, look at how big this is. He's got a great root system, nice and tall. Hang out there. I can come out in the mornings too and take photos. That might be kind of useful for our progress, and because I've noticed these plants, like how much they grow, can just change in a matter of hours. All right, this one's slightly smaller, but still got decent roots. Come over here, see if you guys got comments. If I can't see from over there. They'll grow when you least expect it. Maybe they're magic beans. You need to take new pictures of your stuff also. Yeah, so I found that program. So I need to start here. I found that program where I can like map out the garden. If you guys aren't in the Discord, hop in the Discord, check out the gardening channel. And I posted a picture of the actual garden, which looks a little different than this since we put a lot of wood down today. But of my proposed garden, what I'm planning on putting where, all that. And I'm following it pretty closely as already. The tomatoes kind of threw it off a little, but the program's easy enough to alter. So nervous about trying to pull these out of the paper towel. This one looks like it probably should be relatively easy to grab. All right, good, got it. Again, excellent root system. It's a little crooked because it was stuck inside a container with a lid. Hopefully that'll straighten out. Guys, get my backside while I make this next hole. Okay. And I do understand that I'm planting stuff so late, and I need to cut off these bits of lilac bush. However, I was a little grateful that I still left them because they were doing a great job of giving this little guy some shade in the mornings. So all right. I'll get this guy out of here. Don't want to ruin his main root. He's got a really nice, strong, central root. There we go. Yeah, look at that. So great. Good roots. I can recognize good, healthy roots. I just don't know how to make them grow and keep growing. like this just feels like they're so tiny and they're still babies and they're not ready to be in the ground yet. Alright, this one doesn't have much. Like, this is still pretty dry. Alright. Yeah, I think I'm gonna grab the spray bottle. And the spray bottle is filled with plant food. Plant liquid fertilizer mix. I'm not really that late? Huh. It feels like I am. Okay, get that nice and ugh. I don't want you tipping over, little guy. Alright. And then these last few, I'm going to stick all, so I have one that's just a tiny little guy. He's barely popping out of his shell. But I'm going to throw all the other ones in here too. Wait, actually, no, those are just empty shells. I had exactly 8. Alright, so this is pretty wet here. This doesn't need to be that deep, because this is a really small one. Tiny, itty bitty dude. Actually, I probably didn't even have to do that. Just going to kind of throw him there. Very, very gentle with this one. Okay. Alright, so we've got our winter acorn squash. We're going to go in and grab the labels as well as the other sprouted plants. So, if you planted in July or August, then I would be okay. Yeah, so there's a spot. Kind of turn this a little here. So you see where the sticks are? Between that and the shed is where I want to put lettuce. And that, according to the package, I'm not supposed to be planting at this time, but I could start planting it in August. So I have a spot set out for lettuce. There's like lettuce strips where the seeds are already spaced out the way they need to be. All right, so we got that. I'm going to go grab labels. Labels and the peas and other cucumbers, all the stuff I labeled last time. Of the headset as I went out of range. And as I'm coming back in range, sorry about all that crackling. Okay, so we have more stuff. All right, so I have the peas here. We have one pumpkin here. So it seems to be doing really well. Now, pumpkin should probably go in the ground after looking at what we did. I don't have a designated spot for it since I just put all the squash there. So I need to rethink my garden based on what I actually have coming up. All right, I'm going to grab the gloves and other stuff that's still hanging out here. Peas, you say, are really tall. They need a trellis thing. Okay. Let's figure out what to do about that. So the tomatoes we transplanted, some are actually doing okay. Some are doing all right. This set of tomatoes seems to be doing okay. Remember, we tweezered these guys and put them in to the peat and soil mixture. So this corn could probably go into the ground at some point. Again, I need to figure out where, since more stuff survived than I had planned for. This poor corn guy, he's stuck on for so long, but he seems just so not great right now. But maybe he'll do better once he goes out in the sun. This tray has not seen the sun yet. They've just been inside. I think I'm going to wait a little while on the peas because I don't have anything to... The sun is blinding me. Like, it's setting and just where it's at. Here's some sheep, rabbits, and chickens sort of being paint. Yeah, right? Did I get some plants from... No, I haven't gone to Home Depot yet. I haven't gotten any of the pre-sprouted plants or anything. Alright, I'm going to move this over so I can step over because the sun's setting and there's just this like tiny sliver where it's coming through. It's driving me nuts. So here's the thing, Spot Type, about me and paint. We both worked in the same job for quite a few years, and it was stressful and awful, and... Alright, so we got green peppers here. And basically, I know she went crazy first, but I think I'm starting to go crazy too. I'm just like, you need to get back to nature. Too much BS with, you work with too many film executives and people with big egos, and you just don't want to deal with it anymore. Alright, so the green peppers aren't really going anywhere. They're still all flat. They're still just sitting there. We're not seeing really any sprouts at all. No tails. I'll keep them in there for a few more days. I kind of don't expect anything from them. Well, the red peppers were doing great, right? That's when I was trying to talk about putting them in the ground earlier. Yeah, these guys, the red peppers are like ready to go. They want to be planted. I just don't have a spot for them yet. So these guys are getting good and big. But again, need to reimagine the garden for what is available. Carrots. Okay, we haven't opened up the carrots yet and taken a look at these. I think we said these need to go straight in the ground. Yes. Alright, so we definitely have carrots ready to go. I probably like the tomatoes. I kind of just want to stick the whole paper towel in the ground, especially because I know these are root vegetables. Look, some of these are already getting orange. That's so crazy. But yeah, I need a spot for them. Ground for carrots, dig a hole in the ground. Ground for peppers, ground for carrots. Carrots don't take long to grow. Alright. Alright, so I'm checking out our space here. What we got. I know about where I want to still be able to walk. And I'm not entirely sure how much space some of this needs. Like, I feel like I may be giving the potatoes a bit wide of a berth, but I know that they also spread out underground. You can't see where they go. The cucumbers, I could probably plant some stuff a little closer. The tomatoes, like I said, I have a leaving spot for the lettuce. So I see about two more spots that I have. Like this pumpkin here. And the watermelon. The watermelon, I know where I want to put the watermelon. I could probably put the watermelon and pumpkin next to each other. I could probably put the watermelon and pumpkin next to each other. And that would be on the back wall. Let me flip this over. So, now, actually, I want to flip it this way. I'll take a look at what I'm saying. So there's a black thing in the ground over here. I need to start getting in the habit of not stepping here because I will be putting peas there. So this is where our walking path is going to be, right? This area here. Probably about this wide. So along the back wall here, either here or here. Originally I had imagined it here for watermelon. And only like 2 of them. So watermelon, or in this case I could go watermelon, pumpkin. Because I do have a watermelon and pumpkin I can plant now. I don't want to plant stuff too close to this thing. Because this is actually like a water valve that goes along the back here. I do want to plant stuff that's probably going to go up the wall. I mean, maybe I could do it over here too. Maybe carrots over there and watermelon, pumpkin over here. Actually, that would make more sense. Watermelon, pumpkin over here. Carrots over here being a bit smaller. Because there's no, as far as I know, there's no pipes or anything here. We obviously have a pipe thing here. And then there's this pipe. Actually, I think this pipe actually goes all the way across. So that could be problematic. Pipes. But yeah, the walking path ends here, then I have a weird little triangle of space here for carrots, 4 more cucumbers, 4 more tomatoes. A little bit of space here for something else also. Probably another set of tomatoes. Pumpkin and watermelon together, they'll be on vines, yeah. And I do want to get some sort of trellis for them to climb. No, I went too far. Did I do that again? Crap. It's a good thing I haven't put the peas in the ground yet. I'm going to need to do something else so I stop doing that. I know what I'll do. I'll put so we have the cinder blocks. You see the cinder blocks there? And they were originally 2 blocks high. But they were also sitting in the dirt area. We moved them out of the dirt area, but then laid them down because the dog will go in here, and we don't want her to be, digging up the plants. But apparently, me as a human obviously can't stay away from certain parts also. So let's go ahead and make these 2 high again. More cinder blocks. Hopefully, I will be less likely to walk on top of them if there's, something in the way. Then I won't want to come this way. I want to go around the other way where there's less resistance. There. A lot of crap I'm tripping on over here. Partially because this saw table is right in the way of where I need to be. I need to talk with Jingles about rearranging the area and keeping it walkable. I don't like how that's crooked. Hopefully that'll keep me from walking on the pea areas now. Where's the puppy? She's inside. Hey, Undertaker. It's been a while. We are making a garden. Yeah, puppy's inside for now. We definitely don't want her coming in and digging up this stuff while it's still babies. Actually, we don't want her digging it up ever. So what were we doing here? We were going to put stuff into, we were talking about putting stuff into containers, but then we were talking about putting stuff directly into the ground also. Should I put the pumpkin and the watermelon into the ground now? I am so nervous about doing that. Oh, labels. I need to do the labels, especially for those squash, because I'm not going to remember that those are there. So winter squash, early acorn hybrid. That's the stuff we just put in the ground. What's new, Undertaker? It's been a while. I know I haven't been like consistent with my streams and stuff. What are you planning to plant? So, in the ground right now, we have tomatoes, cucumbers, potatoes, corn, bean seeds, and I say seeds because we haven't seen them sprout yet, and squash. And in a minute, after I label, and kick apparently the tripod, I'm going to label everything that's currently in the ground, and then we're going to put in a pumpkin and watermelon. So what date, the winter squash, what date is on that container? 6/6. So I sprouted these on the 6th. Oh man. Like basically I put them in water to soak on the 6th. Like that's a week ago. So these guys are like raring to go. So I need to make 8 of these. Winter squash. Early acorn hybrid. 6/6. I just hope that I'm like, again, that I get at least one veggie, that one edible piece. She has a green thumb. Carrots aren't in the ground yet. They will be, but yeah, I do need to put those in the ground. Mosquitoes. That's 4. I need to go inside soon, like I'm getting bit. It's getting, the sun's going down, mosquitoes are coming out. Like I know there's a bunch of stuff about how, how you can enrich your soil for, getting like sweeter watermelon or whatever, and I'm like, can I just get it to grow first? Like I'll be happy with that. As long as it's edible. Like that's my qualifier. It needs to be an edible vegetable. Just one. Like one tomato, one little cherry tomato. Oh, I had a really cool idea, Bill. Have you ever done strawberries? I was doing a little bit of reading on strawberries because my roommate pointed out there's another area of the yard that can be used for gardening. So basically, what I was reading was that strawberries are relatively delicate, And if I was to try and plant them now, it would be a really bad idea. But if I planted them in the fall and let them take the winter to establish roots, I could have a harvest in the spring. That's 8. Use a citronella plant to help with mosquitoes, yeah. Left-handed, you make the third person that was left-handed. Woohoo! Yeah. Oh, you'll send me veggies, yay! Yeah, being left-handed is pretty awesome. It can be frustrating, but like, I have a story about being. Yeah, one berry off of one plant last year. Oh dear. All right, so I'm gonna pull the phone off the tripod here and give you a walk through the yard and like what I'm thinking about for strawberries. Hopefully I don't accidentally like end the stream. Back to the stream. There we go. All right. So there's the sun porch here, which is really only like a 3-season porch. It doesn't, it's an addition. However, there's this like, prepared area that goes all the way around it. My roommate pointed out that we could plant stuff here too. Like, this is a decent sized amount of stuff. I mean, I have to get all these rocks out, and it goes up to the air conditioner. I have no idea what that plant is. Is this bleeding hearts? No. I have no idea what plant this is. Well, thank you for that follow. You didn't do strawberries this year. So, I was thinking that this area, get closer to the plant? Okay. So it looks very viney, very red leaves, red flowers with yellow pistils. Yeah, so I'll probably have to do like reverse image search on Google for it. But yeah, thinking, one of these runs for a bunch of strawberry plants, I think that would be pretty awesome. So it's a decent size. Pretty long. Like the porch is pretty long. So yeah, this is the yard. So that's the back half there where our office and bedroom, our bedroom is kind of behind half of the porch here. Like, it's a big yard, but they haven't done much with it. There is a chimney, there's a fireplace inside, hasn't been used. Sitting area, yeah, it's a lot of rocks. So this is like what used to be known as like a boathouse, where people who had boats would actually store it, and so like that's why there's a patio there with a covering. I mean, who mows it? Jingles mows the lawn. This is where I would keep the plants during the day, this table here. And this is like full sun during the day, completely full sun. But yeah, this is Jingles' workshop, part of it. And then the garden is over back here in the corner. The bird bath that I've been trying to keep filled with clean water, it's pretty empty right now. I'll do that before I go inside for the night. But yeah, we've been in a lot of flux with this, so. Oh, and remember I said that the neighbors have a lemon tree? So we can, like, literally just reach out to grab lemons if we want to. The homeowner has said it's fine. And then there's an avocado tree on the other side. And there's a few avocados that look currently ready to pick. Yeah, so got some avocados up there. You can see them. And you got some that aren't quite ready yet and some that are. Yes, it is a hammock stand. I was actually hanging out in it the other day. Yesterday, I came out here and just hung out in the sun. Alright, so I put the labels in my pocket. I need to go put them in. Exactly, free lemons. We pulled like 30 of them earlier this season. And I think I may have mentioned, I made candied lemons. I was playing Minecraft, and I was like, hey, in the wood box, this wood box here, this is a sandblasting booth that Jingles has made. So he has a sandblaster in here. It's for the glasses. He makes pint glasses. So he laser engraves an image onto the pint glass, and then he will sandblast it to make it very smooth. Basically, he laser engraves through a piece of tape, and then you sandblast the part that's been lasered off. Alright, so we got the squash labels. Squash labels. So now, and then I got to do all the other labels too. I can only hope that the squash will grow so big that it will take over these labels. I mean, I did save the seed packets, so like I know what it is, but it is nice to, be able to see it and also have them marked. Like someone comes to visit and they want to know what it is. Not like I really want anyone screwing with my garden. Although my roommate, I think his mom does some gardening, and they occasionally come out if she visits and take a look at stuff. Like she came by for a surprise visit not too long ago. I don't remember exactly what kind of corn I got. Do you use the fireplace? We haven't used the fireplace yet, no. We're pretty sure it needs to be inspected before we do. There's so much room, your yard is tiny. This is the first time I've lived at a place where there's actual grass. The last place we were at had a... Oh my gosh, did I? No! Oh no! I need to put something else there then. The thing is, the saw table is in the way. That's why I keep coming over through the peas area instead of over here, because then I have to... I need to find a place for that. It's a good thing I haven't planted them yet. But still, I shouldn't be stepping on it. Yes, this was one of the first places. The last place we lived, there was a pool, but oh my gosh, I got bit, and there's a huge, oh my gosh, I can feel a huge welt on my arm. Pool, but everything else was like cement, so it wasn't really great to hang out back there, and the cement was really uneven. Have Jingles move the table. Mosquitoes love bite. Yeah. Yeah, that definitely needs to move. That is not a permanent location. Like, I need to break this box down. Like, that's a computer box there. We just need to get rid of it, make space. Okay. What else we got here? Carrots. Carrots we're going to put right in the ground, aren't we? All right. Everything's in the way. Okay. Take a look at the garden again. Sorry, guys. I know I keep moving this a heck of a lot, and I'm not always giving you warning. Big hole barrier. All right. But I also need to... Oh, yes. And corn, cucumbers, tomatoes. Okay, so I need to mark the tomatoes. And then cucumbers. Now, the sad thing about the cucumbers, I have 3 different varieties. And I didn't label them. So I don't know what variety I just put in the ground. So I have Sumter, I have Straight 8s, and I have Pickle Bush. I don't know which ones are currently in the ground. Yeah, after they grow up, I'll be able to say. I'll definitely be able to tell if it's straight eights or the other ones. I don't know if I'll be able to tell the difference between Picklebush and Sumter, because those are both small, um, like pickling for pickles. All right, so tomatoes here, and then two things of cucumbers, cucumbers, and cucumbers. Not going to step on the peas. All right, I'm going to put in the squash and watermelon now. Let's grab the watermelon. Or squash, pumpkin. It's the pumpkin. And the pumpkin. These guys. Actually, I'll make the watermelon label first. And the watermelon was in the first group of seeds that actually, the watermelon I started on 5/14. That was Mother's Day. So this is the only seed. This watermelon's the only one from my very first attempt. So this guy is a freaking trooper. Nope, not going to step on the peas. Not going to step on peas that aren't there yet. Alright, so I need to make a decision about how far away from the wall these guys need to be. There will also probably be like one or two more pumpkins. So watermelon should go here, because right now I only have one watermelon and probably only will have one watermelon. So watermelon first. Here. This is about where I stopped tilling. So we'll put them here. And if they need the trellis, if they need to run up, hopefully we can. There's still like roots from the previous stuff that was here. Alright, so watermelon here. And then pumpkin, I think these need to be like a foot or foot and a half apart. Like they need to be pretty far because these things get big. Well, try and gently tap that out. Okay, watermelon in the ground. Ladle. Well, it sounds like Jingles might be home. And then pumpkin's next, so we'll give it almost 2 feet here. And I'll bring the watering can. Oh gosh. Alright, so this needs to go a little deeper than I made a hole for. Alright. There we go. So yeah, I got some bunch of rocky stuff keeping it in place currently. So we'll get some, wet it down a little bit. Trying to stick the trying to stick the label in here, but the ground is pretty dry. Okay. All right. Huh? Still outside. Got a bunch of stuff in the ground. Got a bunch of stuff marked off. So peas will go here. I have to be careful. I've been having a problem where I keep walking across this part here. Haven't put those in the ground yet. So we have corn, beans, and squash. I got squash in the ground too. We've got cucumbers and tomatoes, and then we just put watermelon and pumpkin in the ground. So hopefully it's not too, hot out where the stuff just shrivels up, which is what I'm completely afraid of. So, yeah, best way to find out, just put them in the ground. Some of this, huh? Fry, start over. Or fry, just get depressed and maybe start over. Some of these squash didn't get any. Forgot what I learned. Can you shut off the hose? I didn't realize I'd have it on, so. Well, it's a bag. Does it? Oh. Alright, well, yeah. No. They're on vines on the ground. Put pot in the ground. It's biodegradable. Oh. Okay. Have fun with that. I'll be done here soon. I think. Carrots. We need to put carrots in the ground too. Just drop the whole, move this guy. Carrots. I don't remember what my carrots were called. Just carrots. The only carrots I have. Oh, and the notebook I had, I don't know where my notebook went, where I was taking all the notes and stuff. No idea. No freaking idea where it ended up. I'm really sad because there's only like 3 places it would be. It would be out here by the garden, or inside on the table where I was putting all this stuff together, or inside on the porch where I was originally putting all the stuff into the pots. All right, so carrots. Carrots can go here. I didn't bring the trowel. Of course, I probably don't need it because the carrots are still very tiny. Yeah, it's not a whole lot here because I'll just cover it with the. All right, so since we have like some of it stuck to the top of it, I'm actually going to pull this out and lay it flat. And then put the dirt on top of that. So there's some carrots, most of the carrots on this side. We have like 3 that are on this side. So we'll go ahead and just kind of cover this up gently. Like none of these, because it's so small, I can't really make sure that the carrots are above the ground. Like at least this is one of the ones I can't see because they're so tiny. So I should probably have something marking this spot. Like that. I don't know if I have more pieces of wood. At least not long, skinny ones. Whole paper towel on the ground. Yes. Whole paper towel on the ground. Let's see. I do have some cardboard. I might find a box cutter and I'll just cut up some cardboard. That seems like it would be a good idea. I'm going to have to go all the way around into the garage, so it'll be a minute. Two birds with one stone, right? I get that cardboard out of the way, and I find a use for it. Except the cardboard one that I'm looking at is like mostly wrapped in tape. So it's not really going to be biodegradable, which would be the preference. Where did I put my box cutter? I know I had it the other day. I used it for something. I may have done the bad thing and just set it down and not put it back in my tool bag. F. Where would I have set it down? Come on. Like, I know there's other sharp tools I could use, but I don't want to, one, use the wrong thing. And two, I want my box cutter. I want my tool. Ah, you know what I do have, though? I did specifically get string. So I have this string I can use. So maybe I'll have to pass on the idea of the box cutter and just use scissors. Oh, definitely gonna need a shower tonight. Playing in the dirt, all that jazz. Actually, Dendros has some very thin stuff here. I can probably just break this apart. Or just use this as is. I'm not even sure what it's from. It's where you last left it. Of course it is. Sassy. Alright. I don't know what this is from, but we're totally going to use this because it sticks out very well. No! I stepped in the peas area again. God, I'm so bad at that. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and mark this off too. Find a few more of those pieces. Yeah, this is definitely like from one of the pieces of wood. I'm not quite sure how we got it paper thin, but that's fine. Okay, we can switch this out. Nope, it's all curly now. Stay there. There. Stay. Alright, so this will be the walkway part of it. I feel like I might be spacing my stuff out too far. But that's probably one of those things that I'll get the feel for as I do more of this. I'll have an idea of the spacing and walking past stuff. Yeah, I have no idea what this stuff is. I'll have to ask him when I go back inside. Well, it goes in the garbage can. Seemed like it would be useful. So, handfuls of dirt on top of it so it doesn't blow away. Not like we really have a lot of windy weather here, but so carrots here. Then if I have like another round of carrots or something, we could probably fit that here. Might be able to fit, so this is going to be for whatever, if we get more pumpkins. Good. All right. I think that'll be for peas. Once I do want to read more about peas. I need to make like a trellis for them. Oh, guess what? Box cutter. Right here. Right here. Okay. It's getting chilly. So I'm going to actually end stream and then pack up. Sun's almost down. And the sprinklers just went off. Excellent. Okay. It's time for me to get going. See right here. That's eucalyptus bark. I don't think so. But like it looks like it's extra stuff because some of it's painted. But yeah, alright, I'm gonna end stream. Get all this stuff back in the house. I might be able just to leave it out here. I might just leave it out here. It's all under the sprinklers are hitting the shed. But yeah, since it's under the awning, I'll probably just leave it here. See how everything does overnight. I don't think it's supposed to get terribly cold. Maybe like 50s. It's the lowest. Usually it's been like 55, 60 at night. Is that too cold for the plants? You know what? These guys are out here in the ground. These guys should be fine, right? Right? I don't even know. I don't expect it to freeze in what is it, mid-June in Southern California. I mean, weirder things have happened. Weirder things have definitely happened. But I think I'll just leave it all out here for now. But yeah, I'm pretty tired, pretty hungry. So, I'll see you guys later. Maybe I'll put the peas in the ground tomorrow or Thursday, and I'll try and do another stream for that also. And then we can see the progress and everything else. If I get out here and take pictures tomorrow, I'll put them in the Discord. So I have a gardening channel in the Discord. If you check out the About Me section, there's a link to Discord. So I'll see y'all later. Yeah, have a good night, guys.